on a absolute beautiful day here.
It's around 8. Got 3 weeks. Get done here. Let's start today, making sure we do what we gotta do. All right, buddy. Have a good night out there. Keep it tight down these corners. You'll be fine.
Green flag is in the air. Boogity, boogity, boogity. Let's go racing, boys.
But man, Toaster is putting up quite the battle out here.
Still down there. Gonna do you like that. You remember, still down there.
And you can just see how well
I'll clear up.
Toaster gets up into Jose just a little bit. They hang on to it, J-Mac. These guys are very, very strong tonight.
Right there, and then when I was looking back earlier, I was trying to figure out if
Gotta be clean.
Doha
Hey.
is wrecked. That is going to make him lose the lead, I do believe, as this is the final lap. Jose is your new leader here.
Everybody work both lanes here. They're pulling you real hard here.
We have the 34 going in the middle. We have the 41 on the low side.
Take advantage of this as quickly as possible.
Got no one with him at the moment. Absolutely incredible. Dohar's got a nose out, and he's got some draft help. Garbage takes the stage win. Dohar in second. You can see Sterlu right now coming up on, whoa.
Okay.
Sterlu, I would have just saw my life flash before my eyes. That was extremely close as we had a car headed into pit road. We have contact. Rocky Top barely misses.
Big wreck in your mirror.
There is a wreck in the back. That might bring out the caution.
One's coming to your bumpers.
oh wow, that is no, that's 4 wide now.
That was 4 wide.
This is just insane. This finish, trying to push up in between the 14. They're 4 wide per second. They're wrecking. They're about to wipe out.
Oh, look at this. We have Dohar. These guys are almost 5 wide. We have
You
the
made it
Bolt
up to
hanging
4.
on to it.
Still there. Stay with it. Wreck him if you have to.
Oh, huge pile up. We have, man, cars just spinning. We have the 24, Jose. He is involved. Everyone has completely lost their minds as I'm hearing over the radio.
The only way we're going to make any progress here is if we work together. Nobody's going to work together.
Incredible right there. Your braking point or your let-off point. You're going to have what's happened here in Dohar. Huge accident.
Well, that should do it. It's jump. I'm shattering the rears everywhere, all the way around the corner. Jimmy, green, white, checker, finish here. Give those belts a tug. You're ready to go.
We're going to see if he crosses the line out here in one piece.
Checkered flag in the air.
Yeah! Hey, you get a plus. Hell yeah, boys!
Man, you did a heck of a job in there. I couldn't be more proud of what you did this weekend.
Yeah, boy, good job. All night, man.
You never know what you're going to get here. This shows it once again. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to AKA's season finale. This is the championship race, and we are at Daytona International Speedway. All the dedicated hours put into the setups, the hours at the track, they will all come to a close tonight, and one driver will be crowned AKA's winter season champion. They're going to win the coveted trophy made by Ramsit and the gift card donated from Rock NASCAR. But before we get to the race, we have, for the last time this season, we're going to talk to the Championship 5. These are the drivers competing tonight for that coveted title and the trophy that awaits. A warm welcome to Element Zero, driver of the number 38. He is the current points leader, coming off of a win from Homestead last week. We also have Ramsit, who pilots the number 2 car. He's second in points, a favorite amongst last week's driver spotlights to win. We have Big John, driver of the number 47. He is third in points, a very consistent driver this season and one to look out for as an up-and-comer. We also have Tech 24, who has 2 wins this season, which is second most of all drivers. He pilots number 19 car. Last but certainly not least, we have MDL. He is a veteran driver of the number 42 car, very consistent, and he is for sure one to look out for tonight, especially at super speedways. Welcome to the booth, gentlemen.
Yeah, thanks for having us, man.
Yeah, thanks for
Thank you.
Absolutely. All right, how are the nerves going? I gotta ask. Like, everyone a little anxious or just excited to get out there?
super speedway nerves.
Yeah.
Say it's a little bit of both.
Definitely super
It's a-
speedway nerves.
I hear you.
Yeah.
I hear you. I know we've been practicing. I've been out with you on the track for the last hour or so, and it's there's some aggressive moves going out there, and it's going to be a hit or miss tonight. I think it's going to be a little on the safe side for stage 1. We've seen it all season long, and then stage 2 and 3, elbows are coming out, I think.
Oh yeah, it's gonna get messy, I think.
Absolutely. We're going to find out, but it's going to be a heck of a race. So you guys tuned in for an amazing race, and hopefully you've caught the entire season, because I'll tell you what, they had some amazing races out there. We got to get these guys on the road for qualifying. So let's go ahead and get started with the questions. We're going to start with Element 0. With Daytona as the championship race, how, if at all, does this change your strategy?
Not being the biggest fan of restrictor plate racing, it's just going to be conserve, and be patient, and just hopefully the race comes my way. I mean, about the least I can do is just not get in any incidents and just save the car for the very end.
Fair enough. And it's a lot of what you have to do at the speedways, super speedways. I feel like a lot of guys are going to have similar answers. MDL, what about you? How is your strategy? Does it change at all for this?
Well, it's about the same as every race: survive and advance. I'm gonna use the old Jimmy V. Survive and advance. So that's kind of what I've been doing. So,
Absolutely.
just try to that's basically it. Survive to the end and try to make a run at it.
I hear ya. Tack, I would imagine you're something similar out there. How are you feeling tonight?
Oh, I'm feeling good. I think it's more gonna come down to who you made friends with in this season and who
Yes.
you made enemies with.
So true.
'Cause they ain't gonna go with you if you made enemies.
Absolutely. A very, very good point. And I know I've had some conversations with drivers. Who are the friends out on track, and do they have anyone that might be a little rival out there? So it'll be very interesting to see, will anyone get left out? Who's going to go with who? So I think that's going to help determine who might win tonight. We're going to find out, because it is very dependent on that. How about you, Big John? How do you feel about your strategy?
I feel pretty good. We're able to stretch it out, or we're able to come in, whenever. But it's really going to come down to tonight, if we choose to work with each other as the 5, or if we try to separate ourselves. And I'm not going to change my strategy really based on that. I'm just going to run my race and kind of like everyone touched on, just hopefully, have the race come to me and keep the car clean. Try to miss all the accidents.
Absolutely.
Stay in the draft.
I hear ya. All right, Ramsit, you are the one that actually made the trophy. If you win tonight, that trophy doesn't have to go very far, so that's pretty cool.
Don't even have to ship it.
I know. I got to tell you, the competition in this group has been fierce.
Fierce, yeah.
And, to consider myself to be here with these guys is a real honor. And I'm just, what's going to happen tonight, I got to agree with the other 4. I mean, it's, you got to bide your time. You got to have some patience. And, you might have a friend, you might have somebody, like Tack said, that you had an enemy. And, it's just going to be, you got to wait it out and hope you get with the right guy at the end. And like they say, at the end of Daytona super speedway racing, nobody's your friend on that last lap.
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be very interesting to see tonight, but man, I'm so excited for you guys, but I'm also very nervous. So I can't imagine how you guys are feeling being out there. So Ramsit, we're going to bring it to you. How do you feel about your chances at a title going into tonight's race?
Well, I think it's pretty good. I feel pretty comfortable with the car. The car's decent out front. It's decent in traffic. If I just stay patient and, I hook up in, working with a teammate or a friend or whatever, and we just, bide our time and be conservative, and just race the track.
Absolutely.
And just stay patient, man, and just hope I'm there at the end.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just hoping I'm there at the end.
Absolutely. I mean, it's a long race. There's no need to rush anything. Just kind of go with the flow and make your moves when you need to make them. Big John, how about you? How do you feel about your chances at a title tonight?
I feel like myself, and the other 4 guys in here, we all have a really decent chance at winning this. Like Ram said, we're all really competitive, and it's always an honor to run with these guys. And that's what's nice about the super speedway. I mean, if you're in the draft and you can be there at the end, anyone has a chance to win. So myself personally, I mean, I feel like I have a decent chance to win. I'm not a great super speedway racer, but I'm also not a terrible super speedway racer. So I'm just gonna try to be there in the end and hope for the best.
Absolutely. Tack, we've seen you come home with 2 wins this season, second most of anyone else. So, do you think you can bring another one home tonight?
Oh, it's going to be a tough one because there's probably about 20 or 30 other drivers that want it just like me. But
Absolutely.
I'm not very good at super speedways, so we're gonna run with it.
Yeah, that's all you can do. All right, MDL, I know you are good at super speedways. How you feeling about tonight?
I don't know. I guess, I like to think that I got a top 5 car, but I think there's 20 other guys that's got top 5 cars out there, and that's about that way
That's
every
so true.
week,
You're right.
Yeah, so being in the middle of the pack, you're still pretty fast, so it's just, I'm going to say like the King said it, Richard said it, hopefully I'm, I know how he said, I'd rather be lucky than good. So, I hope the luck's with me.
All right, Element. You have some fans out there already. Since we're out here talking to you, how do you feel about your chances tonight? We know you love super speedways.
I just love super speedways, and so just gonna try and survive and just I'm not gonna make any stupid choices and try to stick the car where it don't need to be. So just gonna try to survive to the end and make it a good race. Hopefully any one of these guys at any point in time can sneak in there and take it. So that's super speedway racing, so it'll be fun. It'll be interesting.
Absolutely.
5 wide to the end.
5
That's
wide. There you go.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys are crazy.
I got the inside.
Just need one person to get that nose out, so we'll see who it is. All right, guys. Yeah, there you go. I appreciate you guys coming to the booth. I know you're getting ready to head to qualifying, so I'll let you go, but I want to wish all of you a ton of luck. I hope to see one of you guys, well, actually, I will be seeing one of you guys for the championship interview after the race. So good luck to you all. Have a great race and have fun out there.
Thank you so much, Frozen.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Frozen.
Take it easy,
thanks,
guys.
Appreciate it, Frozen.
Thank you.
Yeah, awesome.
Too.
All right, we have a ton of guys already in chat. Thank you so much for tuning in. We have J-Mac Attack, who is out here always in the booth. How you doing tonight, J-Mac?
I'm doing just lovely, Frozen.
Awesome. How do you think this race, we've been out there with them racing. How do you see this race going tonight?
I mean, it's a toss-up. No idea how it's going to go tonight. Could be like y'all were saying, a 4-wide finish, or it could be we could have a little bit of a single file parade where everyone gets spread out, and it's sort of there's like 3 or 4 cars that are deciding it amongst themselves. There's not a lot of movement to make, so it really depends on how the race goes. If it's really, really, really aggressive, especially to start the third stage, then it's very likely that we could have a bunch of yellows and the field could be stayed stacked up, and we'll have a really exciting finish. Otherwise, if it goes green, then we could see a much more tactical finish.
Absolutely. And you know what I'm scared of? The real Daytona today, it got rained out, right? The Daytona on here, we have to worry about lag. It is a known issue. It happens all the time, and it gets really bad sometimes on stage 3. So that is the only thing that I think is really going to hurt these guys for the final part of the race. I'm hoping that stays away. If it does, I think we're going to see really great racing. We're going to see single file. We're going to see double file. Sometimes they're going to go 3 wide. It's going to get crazy out there. I'm excited final race of the season. 5 drivers going for the big reward here. And since we're looking at that, let's take a look at the trophy here. These are the 5 drivers. We have Element Zero. We have Big John, TAC 2488. We have MDL and Ramsit, all going for that awesome trophy that Ramsit made, and a 1-year subscription to Xbox, which is provided by Rock NASCAR. I see you out there. It's good to have you out here, Rock. Thank you so much. And thank you for everyone for tuning in. I really appreciate it. Tilt Racing, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate it. You guys are in for a crazy race, and I'm excited to bring it to you tonight. It's going to be super cool. These guys should be going to qualifying now, but man, the racing that we had, J-Mac, with them, it was so crazy. At one point, I was probably like 19th starting in that lobby, and it was such a long line. And the best thing to do, in my opinion, is just to wait back a little bit and let things happen, because it can get pretty crazy out there. So I'm wondering if we're going to see a couple of guys doing that, which might kind of ease the congestion and ease a possibility for some wrecks to happen. What do you think?
Well, it all depends on where you are. If you're out in the lead, you want to stay out in the lead. If you're in the middle of the pack, then you obviously want to do what you can to get out of the eye of the storm, whether that's drop back, although that's completely beholden to whether the person behind you is letting you drop back, or if you're stuck 2 by 2 or in a line with a bunch of cars in it. So you just kind of got to let the race come to you. Everybody has a plan until you get punched in the mouth, as I believe Mike Tyson once said. But you know, like I'm talking, there's lag. You could get lag punched. You could get side punched by somebody as you're going by. You know, there's a lot of different punches you could take, and just you got to roll with them, and you got to keep your head going on your strategy, and you got to be able to adapt depending on where you are in the field and what your strategy, your fuel, your tires, and all that stuff is looking like.
Absolutely. And for these guys that do not know in chat, if you're at Daytona, draft is a huge thing. Now, for those that don't know, it really does affect your car a ton. You could be behind somebody and it will suck your car up very quickly, but it will also put your car out to the outside. So if you have a high side right next to you, that's going to be a huge issue. And we've seen a lot of cautions caused just from that alone. And then also people hitting the apron. If that happens, another guy could get underneath him. That could wreck the guy directly in front of him that hit the apron. So there's so many factors that go into this. It can really make you very anxious out there. And you just have to have the patience, lay off of each other as much as you can. It's really intense out there, I'll tell you. It is pretty crazy. T, what's up? Trav, how are you guys? Jerice, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate it. Clock is running. I'm hearing over the radio here. So these guys are getting ready to go pretty soon. We're going to be going to Daytona International Speedway for the season finale. It's going to be crazy. These guys apparently are starting qualifying now. So a lot of guys out there. I'm not sure the number. It's probably, I know it's in the 20s, but I'm not sure of the exact number. I'm curious who is going to get pulled. J-Mac, do you think we have anyone that you think might be out on pole?
It all depends on where you are.
So true.
Again, it's all dependent on track position. Just everything about this race is dependent on track position and who you have around you. Obviously, I think the 8 car is one to look at of Tom Flitty. 38 of Element Zero, the 47 of Big John. You got Ramsit. You got all of them. Like I could name everyone in the field. It just all depends on where you get. Like you were talking about, that suck up to that person in front of you. Like the strategy, of course, is to get to the end of a long line of cars and be well behind them when you cross the checkered flag to start, or the checkered line to start your lap, and you want to be right on the bumper of that person in front of you by the time you end your lap. So that's the strategy. How easy it is to pull off when you have everyone in the field trying to implement that strategy. It's not easy. So
we've been there.
It just flip a coin, spin the wheel, and that'll be your pole sitter.
Absolutely. I mean, usually for us, when we have our leagues, we have gone now to single car qualifying with these guys. They have 26 cars out on track at the moment right here. So a lot of these guys are going to be waiting to get behind the line. The guy in the front of the line, they're going to have the slowest lap time more than likely out there. The guys in the back, they're going to have the fastest. So you're going to have all these guys trying to get to the back of the line, trying to get the fastest lap to get on pole. You want to be out there. Most guys, I know that I would want to be out front. I know there's some guys that really don't want to be on pole, but to me, that is the best place to be. You're out of trouble. You're the one kind of controlling what is going on to a degree. Now, the guys behind you, they're probably going to wait back once the race gets going, but at the start, that's when things can get really sketchy. So I'm comfortable out front.
Yeah, I like being up front. I like leading laps. I like being seen on TV. I like all that sort of stuff. So I definitely want to try to race hard and get to the front and stay there. That's always my strategy. It doesn't always work out, but I try it.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, it always helps, but there are some guys that they would rather pull out of line and go to the back or let people go. They're not too comfortable out front, but I'll tell you what, that is the place where you're going to have the least amount of incidents to have to deal with. Those guys in the back that start in the back, for me, I'm holding back and I'm waiting for them to settle it out, get their cars where they need it to be, because the first lap is crazy trying to get up to speed. You have all these cars getting the wiggles out there, trying to get their car straight, and so it can get pretty intense out there. Joey, what's up, guys? Yeah, we are getting ready to go. They are at qualifying 26 cars out there. Imagine that line. Absolutely insane. So we have a lot of guys. Let's go back. I want to take a look at the points here. Not that it matters at this point, but here the point total for the entire season. Element 0 is in the lead, and he has Ramsett directly behind him. And I'll tell you what, from last week, everyone who was in the driver spotlight, they were rooting for Ramsett, saying that they thought he had the best shot at winning the championship tonight. It's crazy, but I'll tell you what, Element 0, this guy kind of came out of nowhere. I found him online, was racing with him super fast. He hates super speedways, but he won a super speedway race last night. So we'll see if he can do it again. Big John, very talented. Tack, we've seen him win the second most races of the season. MDL is a veteran driver who is very good at super speedway, so it just depends where they are, and they have to put themselves where they need to be in order to make that move to get the win tonight. They don't even have to win. It's just whichever of the 5 finishes the race first. Whoever crosses that line first, they are the champion, and they're going to win those amazing rewards. J-Mac, can I ask you something? Who do you hope wins out of the 5? Who? Do you have somebody you're cheering on? I love putting you on the spot.
I am completely neutral observer up here in the booth.
He's like, I'm Switzerland.
It is not my job to root for drivers up here. That's
I don't blame you.
That's a job for us in the eSpark Trucks broadcast when Track Bar is running. Then we can root against somebody, but otherwise rooting for people, not my style, not my thing. I'm just here to call the race and hope that we have a good one, and that whoever wins it in a fashion that they can be proud of.
There you go. Fair enough. All right, guys, in chat, I'm going to put the pressure on you now. Who are you rooting for? Let me know who you want to win tonight. I know we have some Ramsett fans out there. I know we have some Element fans out there. Let me know. Who are you pulling for? I've got one for Tech2488. He's got some fans out there. We got My Ranger saying Ram. There you go. We got Tilt saying Ram. I'll tell you what, he is a popular pick. He is a popular pick, and as I said before, if he wins, that trophy does not travel far at all. He's made that trophy, and it is a beautiful one, absolutely. So it'll be really cool to see that. We have DK. He's saying Element. We got another one for Ram. Trav says Frozen. I'm just in the booth. I can't win it. But I did win a Daytona race today, which was pretty cool. Miller Time is rooting out there for Element. A lot of guys for Element and Ram here. Very nice. Well, we're going to see what happens tonight. Let's talk about stages. We have for the first stage, these guys can get anywhere from 14 to 18 laps on fuel. Stage 1 is going to be 29 laps. Stage 2 is going to be around 27, and the final is 58. So these guys are going to have to pit several times. Damage is off tonight. It is a super speedway, and the damage out there is going to be crazy if they do have it on. So they have turned it off for tonight. It is 3 times wear, though, so tires are going to go quicker and along with their fuel. So they will have to make pit stops, and they're going to have to slow their cars down pretty quickly for pit road. Otherwise, they will pretty much ruin the race. Looks like they are done with qualifying, so we will be getting ready to go to the race pretty soon here. 26 drivers, J-Mac. It's going to be crazy. I'm excited. And this is our last time in the booth this season. I've told you that a couple of times, but you know how I am. I get a little sappy.
Yeah, a little sentimental, but hey, this is gonna be a fun night. It's gonna be a fun race. Looking forward to it. Looking forward to enjoying these guys go around in circles one last time this season before lo and behold the spring comes up and and they're doing it all over again. So gonna be a lot of fun to watch. Gonna be fun to call, and hopefully it's a good entertaining race.
Heck yeah, I'm ready for it. We've been practicing quite a few times today and had a lot of good races. Ramsett won quite a few times out there, so he is one you're gonna have to look out for. He's got a really solid car, and he holds a very good line. That's another thing you have to look out for. If we have anybody in the top 5 that can't hold as good of a line, you're not going to see a lot of guys willing to help them out there. You really have to be able to hold that line, and if you can't do it, you're not going to have a lot of friends out there. Ravens fans, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate it. All right, here we go. Cheetah says, I don't want to think about Daytona. You got to think about it one more time, because we are going to Daytona International Speedway for the championship race tonight. It's going to be crazy. We have Jacob NASCAR on the pole tonight. Wonder is going to be on the outside. And from what I'm hearing from Wonder, this is going to be his final race for AKA. He is retiring from league racing so that he will be out here for the final time tonight. Very cool to see. No rain delays either. We're good to go. We don't have to worry about that here. Raven says, good luck, guys. Absolutely.
We got a good shot at some entertainment right here from the get-go, Frozen, I feel like.
Yes, we do. All right, here we go, guys. Daytona International Speedway is underway. We have Jacob NASCAR 88. He is on the pole. He is leading. We have Wonder on the outside. We have that 20 car directly behind. That is Rocky Top, who is directly behind Jacob NASCAR. Look at this long line, guys. That is a beautiful sight, but we do see some guys hitting the apron. Jacob looks like he's struggling a little bit trying to keep it steady out there, which is going to stack those guys up behind him, but they're looking like they're doing okay so far.
That's something we're going to have to watch all night. That first lap off of restarts when you're not really you've kind of gotten thrown out of your rhythm. This place, I know rhythm isn't the first thing that comes to mind, but you do have that feeling that you're used to going into the corners to hold your line, and when you're coming in there slower, you don't really have that rhythm, and they're 3 wide already.
3 wide for second place, and they are falling back, but Big John, he is one of the 5 racing for a championship. We have Tom Flitty up to 3rd, Rocky Top in 4th. 14. Man, these guys are getting crazy, J-Mac. Already 3 wide. That looks for about 5th to 6th place. These guys are going for every position.
And poor Sean for life, he got kicked out of line in that stack up, and he went right. He somehow was able to merge with the field. No one hit him. No one wrecked. No one crashed. It looked like Jacob NASCAR. He might have been asked out of line, or he just moved up to move to the back, one of the two. But he's slowly working his way to the back of the field. The 51 jumping up there with him, and it looks like he is just dropping back. He is gonna latch onto the 51 here. And
Pro Boss is in the lead, J-Mac. He made some nice moves. Yeah. Oh, we have a stack up in the back. That is going to cause a wreck back there. I'm not sure if the caution is going to come out. We have a couple of more drivers that are... Ooh, yeah. Looks like they are still green.
No, they're slowing
caution
down here.
Out.
Yellow's out. I was
That's
really
going to be the first
expecting
caution.
A much tamer start to this race. A much tamer, some decoration racing, if you will, and they came out of the gate and they were getting after it. It was really fun to see. Little bit of too much action maybe, but still, if they'll race like this all night, that'll be a lot of fun to watch, as long as they keep it clean. Hopefully they can keep it clean and kind of figure out from each other, and so we don't get a bunch of yellows, because then that brings up the dreaded lag issue that we were talking about earlier.
Yeah, absolutely. Pro Boss, he did make his way to the front here. Let's take a look, see if we can find out. We have Jacob, who is way back there. Let's see if we can make our way to the front here. We have Pro Boss back in the lead once again. He's got Tom Flitty on the outside. Tom is an extremely fast driver. Unfortunately, he is not one of the 5. He lagged out of a race, and that took him out of the championship race here. So he is not in it tonight, but he is still going for a win. We got the 3 car behind him, and that is Blue Baca. He is a little unsteady, hitting that apron several times as Pro Boss is getting a nice lead.
Yeah, he just struggling to hold his line there without the car being up to speed. And you hit the apron a couple of times, and then you want to keep on it because you're afraid you're going to bounce up in the line above you, and that just kills all your speed, and that inevitably checked up the back line. And those front 4, it looks like, that were on the outside are gonna be able to make that move and win out there. So the rare time where we see that outside line, and you have the 8 of Tom, a really fast car, you have the 14 of Wonder, someone who is very good at plate racing, the 19 of Tack, who has won our 2 oddball races at Mid-Ohio and Eldora. So you have 3 very strong cars, with the 37 of Taddier Prawn thrown in there for good measure, who are able to make that move and do a much better job of lining up and beating out that outside line.
You take a look at this. We have Wonder, who is in second, and I'll tell you what, I talked about it. When you're going around those turns and you have that draft, it will force your car up. You really have to make sure you have control of that, and Wonder lost his place in line as he was forced up just simply from the draft and how it moves your car up there. So he is stuck on the outside with absolutely no help except for one person directly behind him. He's going to lose a lot of positions from that.
Yeah, that was a weird looking move there, where the 14 and the 37 fell out of line like simultaneously, even though they had a car in between them. Don't know, maybe there was a little lag. Maybe they just both got the apron at the same time. Maybe they just got tight. Maybe they have similar setups. Who knows? But very interesting. I don't believe that was a tactical move by them to get back there. Maybe it was to save a little fuel, although that yellow flag, I believe, might have taken strategy out of the equation for this stage. But you see the 19, he gets pushed out of line. The 00 tried to get that lead back after losing it on the restart.
Yeah, it's very easy to do. We're on board with Rocky Top, and you can see the patience that he has. This is the type of driving that you're going to see a lot from veteran drivers like Rocky Top. They leave that little bit of space so that the car in front of him, and that car in front of him is 47 of Big John, a championship contender. He's going to give these guys space, allow them to make the moves that they need to make in order to drive how they need to. That allows a cleaner race, and if they can do that this entire race, we're going to see a very clean one. We're hitting 20 to go, guys. So a long single file line is not going to stay like this forever. So enjoy the clean racing for now, because J-Mac, the intensity is going to start getting crazy out here for the stage.
It will, with stage points not meaning as much tonight as they do normally. We might see a lot more timid racing to the end of these stages. Some of these drivers might want to move up a spot or two because they don't want to be stuck in the outside line or whatever. But I think we've kind of entered that point where they're trying to strategize. They're getting in line, just taking it easy, save some fuel. This is the part of the race that we always talk about it. That this is almost tougher than anything else. Is the 20 that we were riding with earlier. He moves out in the 47. Oh, Big John gets the apron, or he gets moved, one of the two, but he hits the wall through the front stretch dog leg, and wow, he has lost this front pack and has fallen way back in the field.
Yeah, you know what? I was just on him, and as soon as I left, that happened. And yes, guys, stage points don't mean anything for this race, but I'll tell you what, the competitiveness in this league, these guys are going to go for it. They want to get their name out there. They want to be on camera. They want to show that they have the car to get the stage win. What really matters, what truly matters, is who crosses that line first for the stage is over. One of those 5 will win it. Every one of these drivers, all 26 of them, they are going to go for the win, though. They're not going to just say, hey, I'm not one of the 5. I'm going to let these guys battle it out. Everyone is going out there for a win, so it's going to get very interesting. We got Probos. He's still in second place behind Tom Flitty, and Tom. Very strong car for him tonight. We saw him a ton in practice. He is not afraid to use the outside lane. He gets a huge run, he holds back and waits for the draft to suck him up, and he's gonna just drive it out to the outside, and he will make huge moves. He'll pass 5-6 cars if he's got the help. If he's got the help, you best believe he's gonna be doing it. Yeah, Big John has definitely lost the draft. It's not over, though. Like we said, we do have stage breaks that will gather them up together back once again, so he will have another shot. But that definitely does not help his race. Any position is going to help. It is such a hard race when you have super speedway racing. You really have to be in that pack, and if you're not going anywhere.
The nice thing about having stages here, though, he can just calm down. He's riding in a group of 4 now, so they're making decent pace. Not great, but they're not going to lose a lap here at the end of the stage. Well, I say that, the 51 pops out of line like he just got shoved out of there and just about wrecked. But if he can just stay over this group, calm down, cool his jets a little bit, and get back into it, and use stage 2 to work his way back forward, then he has a shot at winning this thing still. So out of it by no means is he out of it. That was redundant and repetitive, but yeah, he seems fine here. Ooh,
a lot of action going on back here in this pack, J-Mac.
Yeah, they're
making me nervous.
They're blocking for about they're blocking for about 18th place here. Wow.
We got I'm on board with Johnny Rocket, and he's got the 9 car ahead of him, and Big John on the outside. I don't know if he's getting impatient being behind Johnny Rocket, but he's got the 34's help right there. They're going side by side. That is not what you need to be doing right now, but if you have a driver that is not holding the line that you need them to hold, they're going to try to do it. And there goes Big John right ahead of Johnny Rocket. Ooh. He tucks down. The 34 can't make it happen, so he is going to fall back a little bit. He's still going to have the draft, though.
Yeah, I've watched the 34 get a little loose off of 2. That car seems to be really loose, and that's something when eSpark ran here, I noticed that because I tried to translate my Talladega setup into a Daytona setup, and the car was just wicked loose and over-rotating through the corners, and that might be something some of these drivers did. They put their Talladega setup in their Daytona car and went and let it go, and that just will not work. Some of these drivers, I know Rock NASCAR for one, I don't believe he's not in this race, but I know he for one likes a very tight car that you can ride around that yellow line. This is a place that seems to prefer a tighter race car, and a few of these little less experienced drivers we don't see very much looking a little bit looser out there right now than I think they'd like to be.
Yeah, a lot of cars, you can tell that they are going super wide in the turn. Some of them are kind of wiggling back and forth. Some of them are hitting the apron, and we do have the glitch. I don't know if you guys know about it, but going into every turn
the
and coming
glitch.
out of them. Yeah, the glitch. You gotta love it.
Yeah.
The 3 is just all over the apron, really making me nervous, and Jose is directly behind him. And if he comes down on Jose, that is going to stack up the entire field. It's going to cause a caution, so he really has to back that up for Jose, which he's already doing. He's got to give him a lot of room. Blue Baca does not have a good handling car at the moment.
An update, one group of 3 that really has me curious about where they're running. The 11 of Tritt and the 1 of Turner are sandwiched around the 38 of Element, another one of our championship drivers. They are about half of the track behind our leaders, and I don't know if that's by design or not. Maybe trying to save some fuel to no stop this. Maybe that's the idea here, but gonna have to keep a watch on that, because that is a long way to have fallen back in this short of amount of time.
Yeah, we have pit stops coming up, and I'll tell you what, J-Mac, Element did clue me in on a little bit. If he can pull off strategy and hold back and save, he said he's gonna go for it. He wants to try to put as many guys a lap down that he can. So it may very well be that he is trying to save fuel out there. They all might be doing the same strategy here. We're gonna find out, because pit stops are coming up soon. We're going to see if they take it.
And a lot of our leaders down there, the 3 Blue Baca, the 37, the 14, 19, the 00, all have hit pit road, and we'll have to see how this shakes out. A good number of our lead pack still out there.
Yeah, they're giving the sign, though, that they are going to go in. Tom going underneath the apron, which determines, that's just a clue saying that he is going to go in. So a lot of guys are going up high. It looks like they will not be going into pit road. Tom is, in fact, going in, so he will be solo.
He's going in by himself.
Man,
oh, no.
That is a tough move right there. Not something you want to see. You don't want to have a huge crowd with you onto pit road, but man, oh man, you do not want to go in by yourself. But look at all these guys coming out from pit road. A nice huge lead as those guys are coming off onto the backstretch. It's going to get very congested back here, J-Mac.
It really is, but this group right here that are staying out is that's where I want to be running this race. I want to be right where Rocky Top is. I just want to have been hanging out with this lead pack, riding in the back of it, in 4th gear with the tractor gear going, the high grill tape, so I got some speed. That's where I want to be for this first stage, just chilling and making sure I'm saving a bunch of fuel. And I really like to position some of these cars as a couple more of our lead lap cars, or our lead group cars, popped out of line. And this is where it's really good for them, because now they've caught a bunch of these drivers. They still have a lot of draft help, so they can run a really strong pace. The 8 of Tom, he's going to get left behind by this group, and so this is going to work out great for these drivers that have not yet pit, because they are in a massive pack that should be carrying a lot of speed if they can ever get singled out.
Absolutely. There are a few guys planning to come to pit road, but I'll tell you what, look how sketchy this is. All these guys are mixed in together. Some are hitting pit road, some are not. They made it look easy. I'll tell you what, great job on their part, because when you have to slow your car down and you have so many guys around you that are not going in, that can be very sketchy, but they did a nice job. And this is a big pack that are mixed in together right now.
Absolutely, and it's mixed with cars that have already hit pit road and ones that have yet to. So a lot of congestion here.
Absolutely. Another car did give him a signal that he is going on to pit road, so every car around him knows that is going to happen. We're going to find out how they go in, but the 2 of Ramsett is the current leader. Once we get these guys onto pit road, I want to see... Yeah, we have a couple of takers back there for pit road, so let's go ahead and find our leader of Ramsett.
Jose had a very interesting pit road entry there. I believe Ramsett is one of the cars that just hit pit road with the 71 of Freddie and the 24 of Jose. Jose with a... he was all over the place. He had to hold on to that and drive that thing. But just pit road, when you're coming in around a bunch of other cars, that's a tough ask. As the 20 car, he seems to be in a really good spot right now.
Yeah, the 20 car is the leader. He has not gone onto pit road yet, and it looks like he is going in, so he will no longer be the leader. He is one of the last few to go in. It looks like he has a great entry. But man, different strategies out here. I'm kind of curious, has Element gone in and that crew that is with him? Very interesting to see.
I'm going through the 11 was driving through the infield. I believe he's out of gas. I think no, he was just driving really slow. He must have wrecked it coming off of pit road. Maybe he got the apron. It's very easy whenever you're coming off of pit road. There's a bunch of cars. You make a last minute decision to stay on the apron, and then you slide up and you high center the car, and it loses all grip and you spin out. So I'm assuming that might be what happened to the 11 car. But again, he has an opportunity here with the stage break to make up a bunch of this ground that he has lost, but he was part of that group that was racing with Element, so again, curious to see where that 38 car currently is.
Absolutely. A lot of these guys are spread out throughout the entire track. We're gonna have to get
Element is coming off of pit road right now with the 1.
All right, well there he goes off of pit road. 24 is the current leader, so let's go ahead and take a look at Jose. Another fast driver, and he is doing a great job. He is currently by himself. If I can find him through these cameras, I'll tell you what. Does not want me to find him. There we go.
He's also an excellent super speedway racer. Very.
He really is.
I would say maybe underrated, but he is really dang good at these tracks and making setups for these tracks and for racing them. And he currently has a great strategy, but he's about to get run down by this long line of cars chasing him.
He is what I call a sitting duck. Not a great place to be, as you see. That is why it's not a great place to be. You have a whole bunch of guys behind you. They are all going around, so he's going to lose that lead pretty quickly. He's going to have to get behind them and tuck in. But yeah, a long line. These guys have a huge run, but we saw him as the lead car for a little bit. 24 to go. Or 4 to go, sorry. 4 to go.
24. It's the race that keeps
24.
on going. Do it for Jeff.
There you go. Look at this line, though. These guys really have it together as they're coming up on these guys. We have the 3 car as the leader, so let's take a look. Blue Baca, we saw him having a hard time keeping it off that apron. Seems like he might have a little bit better control of his car. He's driving a little bit higher, J-Mac. I think he might be doing that so he stays away from that apron a little bit more.
And that's a natural tendency. You get in there and you kind of let the car slide up because you're just trying to keep the wheels straight. You're just trying to not to seesaw on your steering and upset those guys behind you and not get the car where it's out of control and into the apron. That does offer an opportunity for whoever's behind you, if they're deciding to be super aggressive, to stick their nose in there, but he's not really falling off enough. It would take a very aggressive move to root him up. But right now everyone seems content to ride behind him, and as I say that, the 24, he's popping out of line with the 40, but I don't think that's going to be able to go anywhere as the 40 gets the wall.
Yeah, we have one of our championship drivers, that is 19 of Attack. He is out there in this lead group, but we have Blue Baca with 2 to go at the line. He is current leader. We have Proboss in second. We have the 37. He's currently sitting in third. We have Attack, who is in fourth, and Jose currently sitting in the top 5.
This is a top 5 that could all use very good run. Oh, Tack.
Yeah.
Maybe lag? Maybe got lag kicked there?
Yeah, I'm hearing reports that there is a few that are lagging a little bit, so hopefully that is not going to affect his race. Really tough to see as they are losing that pack right there. You do not want to do that. They might kind of get swallowed up by the pack behind him, so we're going to see what happens, but this is going to be the final lap if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, there's and with only 3 cars, there isn't a lot you can do in this front pack. The 00 boss, he's dropping off the 3 of Blue Baca. If you're Blue Baca, you might want to drag it a little bit and come back to him so he can't quite get the run, but still, this is a tough ask, even with the run they're going to have to beat one car with two, but we'll have to find out as late as they're making this move. Oh, Blue Baca with a big block, and there is a yellow out.
Yellow flag is out. Yeah, I don't think that was a block. I think that was simply the AI taking over. That is going to be the end of the stage there. Blue Baca is going to take that one home. Man, crazy race. Yeah. We missed that caution out there, but that is the second one of the night. So far, a pretty clean race, though, J-Mac.
The very interesting top three, Blue Baca, we don't really see toward the front too often. This is a great race for him to get out there, show what he's made of, and win a stage, the 00 of Pro Boss. He's had a little bit of a rough patch here. He comes home second. The 37 of Tadeo Prawn, he's a little bit of a newcomer, it seems like, and for him to finish third, so a very interesting top three to end this first stage. And we have some strategy played because they're not in the top three anymore.
No, they are not. We have Tom Flitty, who is going to lead us off of the stage break here. We have the 20 on the outside of Rocky Top. We have 47, Big John. You guys saw him last stage. He was struggling out there, but stage break, he is all caught up, doing a great job, and we see him back up here. He is one of the Championship 5. We have Blue Baca up here in the mix, along with Pro Boss out there in the 00. Jose in that 24. A lot of big names out here. We're going to see how steady they are coming back. Let's take a look. We have Rocky Top on this outside. It is so tough, J-Mac, to be on the outside. Really tough to get it moving off of the start.
Yeah, you have to have some good fortune, like in that last restart we had after on the yellow, whenever the 3 got the apron a couple of times, fell off the 00, and that gave the outside line all of the momentum. This time, that inside line stayed hooked together, kept their speed up, and that's also a very stout line. You have 37 of Tadeo Prawn, but then you have the 8 of Tom leading it, the 47 of Big John, one of our championship contenders, leading it in second. Then in fourth, you have Jose, one of the stronger super speedway guys out there. Just a really tough group to beat when you're already put at a disadvantage there on the top.
Absolutely. We're out here with Big John, but you saw Ski out there. He's got those crazy teeth on that car. He's trying to make the outside work, but man, I'll tell you what, if you don't have the help you need, you see him way back there. He's going to have to tuck back into line and try to get it moving. So far, a very long single file line. These guys right now, they're just going to ride it out. We're on stage 2, the beginning of it, so there is no need to try to make it too wide unless you're just wanting to do something different. And there's a couple that are going to go for it. They're just out here to have fun, J-Mac.
Yeah, this point of the race, there's not anything you can do. You're stuck single file. You pop out of line, everyone's going to pass you. They're going to be like, thanks for the free spot. So, honestly, we're pretty well stuck where they are. The 47 might have gotten either mule kicked or got the apron coming out of 4. And
yeah, I'm seeing Tadeo lag a little bit right there.
Well, maybe he got lag kicked from behind, but either way, the 47 got punted out of line, and he was able to hold on to it, and the 24 of Jose let him in line, so a very gentlemanly move by that 24 driver. But as I was saying, at this point, you can't really do anything. There's no move you can make. You're pretty well stuck where you are up until the pit stop cycle, or until this group, you get a few more little lag things, or somebody slips up and a few more drivers lose this pack, and you have a smaller group to work with, so that, you know, the risk isn't so high if you try to make a move and get to the front.
Absolutely. We're on board with Tack out here, and he is the second driver for the Championship 5. We have Big John up ahead, 2 cars up ahead of him. Tack is out here contending for the championship. He is 2 cars behind Big John. Let's take a look, see if we can find some more drivers that are out here competing for this championship. I want to stop and take a look at Ski. This guy, I'll give it to him, J-Mac. He is really trying to make this outside work. Not a lot of takers trying to go with him, so he is just trying to tuck back in and get this thing moving on.
And you can make you can make some small. The 62 really wants into the inside line, and everyone's like, "Nah,
Nope.
buddy, we're not letting you." But this outside line, it's making up a few positions here and there. They're getting it done. The 10 of Expert Toaster, the 00 saw them coming. A Proboss, he moved up there. The 20 car, he's a Rocky Top. He's not really sure where he wants to run. Now he's committing to the top line. This outside line slowly starting to get formed, Frozen.
It sure is, and there was some excellent racing going on here. Too wide. We have Ramsett. We're on board with him. I know, they're making me a little nervous. They're making me a little nervous. They're looking still pretty good.
Oh, the 47 of John.
47 is wrecked. A huge pile up. We got trouble right before the finish line. This is going to bring out a caution for sure. That is crazy wreck right there.
Yeah, that happened a few positions up, but the 47 looked like the first car to go. Not sure if that was on him or something that happened to him, but a very unfortunate thing that happened to one of our championship drivers, and this is what happened at Homestead. He ran up front, made it up there, and then an incident happened, and he fell to the back, and he was just playing catch up the rest of the race. So once again, John started off this race in the back, found his way to the front through strategy, and now the race is kind of fallen back away from him, and he's gonna have to figure out a way back to the front through this entire field here.
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting. A lot of these drivers that are in the Championship 5, they were affected and were a part of it. We're on, trying to find the lead pack here. We're going to go ahead and start it off with Rocky Top as we come back from caution. It looks like Jose is the one currently in the lead. We have the 12 car directly behind him. We have the 8 car of Tom Flitty side by side with Rocky Top. These guys looking really strong, especially that outside. They usually don't hold it that well. Ski, he is currently leading that outside and going side by side for the lead. Little crazy with this racing, J-Mac. I don't know if lag is affecting it, but man, it's making me nervous.
First off, Jose is known for being a bit a fuel saver, so his gears are going to be a little bit laggier off the start, a little bit slower as he's getting up to third gear. He doesn't have all 4 gears to use to go through, but Skibowski himself is one who's kind of known for being able to save fuel and tires. So very impressive for him to hang with that group now through 3 and 4. That entire outside line has lost. The 43 stuffs it in front of the 38 of Element, gets back in the line.
Wreck in the back. We have 4, 5, 6 cars wrecked back there. I don't know if that's going to bring out a caution, but it definitely should. Looks like the caution is out.
The 62 was on his roof, the 51 was on his roof, and the 47 again involved in another accident. This is just what happens when you get stuck in the back. You get caught up in an issue, and then it just kind of snowballs from there. And this is the point of the race where drivers are going to start getting a little desperate, especially those Championship 5. This is that point in the race where you can't afford to not have track position, to not be able to work your strategy, to work your race, whatever you're trying to do. You need to start being toward the front for this final stage, and there's going to be a lot of desperation out of these guys.
Yeah, I'm hearing that there is a lot of lagging going on, and they're going to try to get the people who are the worst laggers at the moment, try to see if they will kindly back out of the race and let these guys race to the finish. It's just a really tough track to have a very clean race at. Lag is a very well-known issue. That is what's so hard about having this as the season finale. So many different things can affect it, and we've talked about this before. When you have cautions, cautions breed cautions, and all those cautions is going to breed even more lag. And that's, I think, what we're going to see now. Hopefully it doesn't continue, but these guys really need to leave each other a lot of space. And that's hard to do when you're going for a championship.
It is, and the 62 was reportedly one of the drivers lagging. He is on pit road now. He is out of the race. He has quit out. Yeah, like you said, this is an interesting place to have a finale because it becomes so it's just your performance is dictated so much by things out of your control. It becomes a little roulette wheelish. It makes it fun and entertaining for us, but for these drivers, it has to be just infinitely more stressful.
Yeah, I mean, imagine going for a championship and you are in absolutely no control over what's going on around you. You just have to hold on tight and hope that you can survive it. And that's very frustrating when you're trying to go for a championship trophy here. It's something that all 5 of these guys want to do. And I don't see anyone that is in the final 5 out here in the top 5. So I think the closest I see, let me try to get the camera. I see actually Element. He is out there, it looks like, in the top 5 , so a lot of moves.
He's found his
him.
way into 4th.
Yeah, look at him.
Just out of nowhere, he's hitting 4th, and he's behind Jose and Wonder, 2 of the best plate racers out there, and the 8 of Tom Tom, one of the just typically fastest cars out there.
Oh.
And oh yeah, the 38's being very aggressive, pushing, the 14's trying to let the 8 back in line. The 38's trying to push the 14 where he can't let him back in line. The 8 kind of got to the outside of the 24, and that's another issue is the bumper lock. You try to push somebody and you get kind of locked and you get thrown around, and then the next thing you know, you're at their quarter. You've just gotten there stuck just enough where it starts hooking you, and that's just another little caveat, another thing added as these drivers nose to tail, and that's, we saw the 38 on the 14's bumper going into turn 2. Really not a lot you can do whenever you're that 3rd, 4th, 5th car in line. Now he's backed it off, leaving a lot of distance, but just some really hard racing right now from these guys up at the front, even though they're staying in the single file line.
Absolutely. We're going to find out who is going to be the champion tonight. We're going to crown him tonight. Guys in chat, let me know you've seen stage 1, you've seen part of stage 2. Who do you have winning? Has it changed? You got your favorites. Let's take a look at who is going for the trophies here. We got Element, Big John, TAC 2488. We have MDL and Ramsit. All of these guys going for the championship tonight. We're on board with Element, and he is doing a great job out there. We're going to see if he can make it happen. He is the first one in line that is going for a championship.
Those 4 leaning on each other hard, even out of the corner. The 8 slipped up just enough that the 14 got under him for a split second, had to back out of it, and that kind of stacked everything back up again. But these front drivers really leaning into each other, trying to make speed, which that tells me they're not really worried about fuel, which they shouldn't be, but they're really driving hard for what little there is to gain at this exact moment.
We're taking a look at Expert Toaster. We haven't seen a lot of him tonight. He is back here off of that main pack. He is right behind Johnny Rocket in that 51 car. These guys have a lot of catching up to do. You see them catching up to another car. They're going to decide to go around it, but Johnny Rocket hits the wall as we are hitting 8 to go for the stage. Man, tough racing back here.
It is, and just to talk about the front one more time, that 14, he looks like he has a very tight car. When he gets on that 8, he slides up the track. He tries to bring it down as quickly as possible, but that 14 looks like it's incredibly tight in the center of the corner, and I think that's why the 38 is getting a little bit impatient, because he's seeing a spot he can get there. He's seeing a spot he could be able to take. He's actually, it's looked like he's been racing really hard, but he's actually, as I'm riding with him, being very lenient with that 14 of Wonder as he pushes up in the middle of the corner.
Yeah, you know what? And as his final race, he said that he is retiring from league racing. He's doing great out there. Currently sitting in 3rd, had a great qualifying effort here. And as someone pointed out in chat, Krob, thank you so much. Element did win here last night at Daytona. It was the season opener for RSR, and he did a great job. Element was able to capture the win. We're gonna see if he can do it tonight. He's got some fans out here hoping that he can. We're gonna see if he can make it happen.
He's in the best spot of any of our championship 4. There's TAC back in 6th place, and then you have to go a pretty long ways back. Maybe not. I can't really tell from the line, but the 1 in the wall. It's a fun thing to You just scroll through the field and you just see someone
random
randomly
stuff,
in the wall,
right?
It's like, hey,
Oh,
glad I
jeez.
didn't miss that.
Look at these guys. We have Johnny Rocket rubbing right next to another car, going up high after some contact there. That is with the 40 car. We're going to go back to Jose. He is currently sitting as the leader with TomTom, I believe. That is directly behind him. TomTom hitting that apron just a little bit, getting a little high, but able to save it. Jose bringing it up high, surprising. It tucks back down so they can't make a move. We're 5 to go, guys, for stage 2. It is coming down to the wire here. Very, very crazy racing, but Element, he is the top guy as far as being in the line for the championship 5. If the finish was to happen right now, he would have won a championship if the finish was right here. So we're going to find out what happens. We still have a whole another stage to go, so anything can happen, but he is the first one in line. Look at these guys.
Outside group.
Yeah.
Starting to get formed, and then they're putting each other on the wall. That's not conducive to moving up to the front. The 30,
no.
The 3 got up just a little bit high. The 43 got underneath him and stuffed him in the wall. That's really, really easy to do. It gets a lot harder to run that outside line, especially when you've been running the inside line for the last like 20 laps religiously. You try to change things up, go up to the outside, and you don't run it perfectly, and you don't line yourself up perfectly with that guy in front of you, and then that just causes all sorts of issues. And the 3 got the worst end of that, and he was trying to be the aggressor. He made a great move. They were going forward, and just unfortunate circumstances after the contact. But I'm curious to see what the 8's going to be able to do with the 24 here. These two up front holding a really pretty wheel. The 14, he looks just a little tight, but the 8 has a strong car. The 24 has a strong car. I'm going to be curious to see when TomTom decides he wants to make that move on Jose, or if he'll be content to just ride in line here, get to the stage, and use pit strategy maybe, and hope that a little bit of RNG puts him ahead of that 24.
Yeah, these guys are still single file, but this line consists of Jose in the lead. We have TomTom in second. We have the 14 of Wonder in third. Element still hanging on there in fourth. We have Skibowski in the mix. A lot of these guys, I feel like they're about to try to make another move. Here they go. We have Ski on the outside. 2 to go at the line. They are trying to do anything they can to make up some positions and make an incredible finish for stage 2, but it is just not happening, J-Mac. They need more cars out there. Element hits the apron just a little bit, takes him off of that line. He's going to have to tuck back in there and get that moving back up at that top 3. They're looking pretty steady.
I don't think that's the way he wanted to do it, but that would have been a heck of a way to form up a run. The 43, on the other hand, he's got the 2 of Ramsett working with him. They're going to get up to about third here. I'm afraid that's going to stall. They just don't have the run. But a great run down the back straight as they're coming in. The 14, he pushes up the track, and that time he had a car on the outside of him, and they make contact. This is really, really shaping up. The 14 might actually have a great run here from that little slip-up.
We'll see if he does anything with it. He just gets back in line, but Ski is not giving up. He's got the help of Ramsett out there. They tuck back in. I guarantee they're going to try it again, as this is the final lap. It's going to be super tight, though. Ski trying to go out. TomTom, I don't see him wanting to make a move. He's looking okay. Element going out. He's wanting to make something happen. He doesn't have enough cars with him. But man, oh man, he's got a nice run out there. Take a look at this, guys.
43 got the apron and hit Prawn.
Tough break out there. We have Jose. It looks like he's going to take stage 2. Looks like TomTom might take second place for that 14 of Wonder, looking pretty solid out here. That is the stage 2 end. Jose takes the win for stage 2.
And our highest finishing of the championship 5 was actually Ramsett in fourth. The 8 of TomTom, it looked like he made a little move on the exit of 2, and Jose blocked it, and instead of trying anything aggressive, he just kind of rode there on his bumper for the rest of the run. But the 14 of Wonder looks a little bit snug, a little bit tight, but was able to hold on to third. But Ramsett made a nice move through the field, was able to shove the 43 out of line and come home in fourth spot.
You know, I'll tell you what, I have said it before, I'll say it again. Ramsett has a very solid car. This guy knows his super speedways. He knows how to set it up for that. He holds a very steady line. It's awesome pushing this guy. People want to push him because he can hold such a great line. So it's really fun to try to work with him and get something going. I was behind him in practice and he won a few races out there. A couple of guys that were behind him, they just remained behind him because he holds such a great line. Why not? Here we go, the start of stage 3. We still have Jose in the lead. We have Wonder directly behind him. Tom Flitty in that 8 car on the outside. You see Ski, I love the face of that car. He's out there directly behind Tom. See if they can get that high side rolling, but we have somebody in the wall back there. Hopefully they don't lose the draft back there.
Yeah, the 21 of Little Wing, he backed up to let the 2 car of Ramsett in, and then the 43 tried to fill that hole, and he gassed it and said, no, sir. So the 21 let the 2 in, and then that will shuffle out the rest of the outside line. Ramsett, he's got some friends in high or low places, however you want to say it. But the 2, he's going to be able to hold on to 3rd, and he is right now in the best spot. Obviously, this is early in the 3rd stage, but he is currently your championship leader in 5th, right between Little Wing is right between 2 championship contenders with Ramsett out in front of him and Tack 20 numbers in the 19 out in 5th. And good Lord, I got tongue-tied there.
That's okay. It happens to the best of us. Drawlin, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate it. You guys, I gotta say, we're in the final part of the race here. I am getting nervous. I'm on the edge of my seat. We see these guys that are in the top 5. They are spread out close enough where anything can happen, but man, that is what is making me so nervous. These guys are really, really talented out here. We have the 14 hits the wall. He is moving back quite quickly, so he is going to lose a ton of spots as he is trying to make his way back in line. But currently we're sitting on board with Big John. He looks like he is about 6 to 7 car lengths back. We have Tom Flitty directly in front of him, single file line all the way through the field. 26 cars out here, single file line. That takes up pretty much the entire backstretch, or at least half of it.
And a big loser in this entire sequence has been Element. He had worked his way almost into the top 3 or 4 there. He was running 4th at the very end of that stage, made a move, dropped back a little bit now. I believe he might have been stuck in the outside line or in a slow line. Either way, he's fallen back to about 15th. He's right now might be our lowest runner. One of the drivers that has made a move, he was stuck on the outside line for that restart. I was really worried, but he is, I haven't seen how, but he's managed to work his way into the 7th spot, it looks like, and that's the 47 of Big John. He's been up, yes. He's been down, and right now he is working himself back to the front. He's latched onto the 8 of Tom, who I believe will be an ally of his for this final stage. So let's look to see those 2 work their way back to the front here.
Absolutely. And we were talking about Element earlier. He was on the outside trying to make something happen with the 43 of Ski. They weren't able to make any good moves, but they were definitely stuck on the outside as we have someone going through the grass there.
That's the 3 of Blue Baca. He went below the yellow line to try to move. Blue Baca went below the yellow line to try to root the 47 of Big John out of the way, and Big John said no and chopped him back off and shoved him out into the grass. That was just the 47 trying to hold on to his line and to hold his ground. That was the 3 kind of put that in somewhere where the nose didn't really belong, and the 47 said no way, no sir, and put him into the grass, and that caused a big wreck. But at this point in the race, I don't really know what Big John's kind of got to stand up for himself, I guess.
You know what? And I was on board with Element through that whole thing. He missed that wreck by barely anything, just by a piece of paper. That was absolutely incredible. We just did a replay on that. Great job by Element on getting through that wreck there. And he talked about it in the beginning of the race. It's basically survival. You have to make it through the wrecks. If you can survive it and try to make some moves, you'll be okay. But man, the survival part, that's pretty tough out here. Let's see if we can make our way to the front. I'm trying to find it, guys. The cameras here, they don't like it too much. And we
It's
talk
Element
about
who's
that.
found himself out front.
I was just about to say, we talk about missing that wreck, and here he is out front. We have some guys hitting the apron out there. Right around going through the turn, they somehow survived that, but we have Element currently sitting in the lead. Blue Baka already wrecking already in the back. Absolutely insane back there, J-Mac. What is going on?
A lot of aggression, that's what's going on. The 3 has a really fast car. He tried to make an aggressive move, got punted in the grass. He's probably seeing a little bit of smoke, or little smoke's coming out of his ears, I should say. And he's probably racing hard, trying to get back to the front because that's where that car belongs. And it didn't work out for him. But out front, we have just an interesting group. The 41 of Doc, we haven't seen them all race. He's found himself at the front here. The 40 of, I believe, Delta, he's found his way up there with the 8 and 37 with a weird hiccup. But they're holding strong on the outside for now, but I think they're going to lose that battle. But Element has a very eclectic group. That's the 12 of Sean for Life, who's about to work his way into the 4th spot. And then behind him is Jose, one of the strongest cars, I think, so far this race. I think that 24 has established himself as someone to beat tonight. If he can get back out front, these drivers are going to be in for a world of hurt, I think.
Absolutely. Let's talk about Element, though. He is one of the Championship 5, and he is your current leader, coming off of a win last night in RSR for Daytona. Can he go back-to-back wins for Daytona? Just last night, so we'll see if he can make it happen. We still have plenty of racing to do and a lot of other drivers in the final 5 that want to win and can win. So we're going to see if Element can hold on to it. He's got Doc directly behind him. But man, oh man, that is a long single file line once again. Doc hitting the apron right there. Very, very close. I hear a lot of contact going on. We have a car into the wall. That's MDL back there. Into the wall, wrecked out. We're going to see if the caution comes out. This is the part of the race where cautions are going to breed cautions. Lag is coming out, but J-Mac, it looks like these guys are staying green.
Yeah, lag, but also just everyone trying to get to the bottom line because you don't want to lose spots. It becomes the ghost of the former driver of the 88 car in this league would say, it's team deathmatch to the bottom, as drivers just try to get down to the bottom, and if they don't have a friend to let them in, they'll try to make themselves a hole down there, and that's what causes these issues, especially once that top side stops dissipating and it becomes you gotta get down or else you're gonna lose a lot of positions, and that's just a product of that.
Yeah, we're on board with MDL. He is one of the championship contenders. This is obviously not helping his race out here. He is currently by himself. He's got a couple of cars behind him that will be able to catch up to him, but it is not looking good right now for a championship win here tonight at Daytona International Speedway. Tough race for him as he wrecked and did not have a caution for that. But we're on board with Turner in that one car at the moment. Look at this line, guys. How intense
40.
is this? What's going on with the 40?
The 40's having some issues with the handling, maybe a little loose, but he's holding on strong with the 12 car also being very aggressive. And oh, there were cars out where they shouldn't have been, it looked like, but they somehow all still going. But the 40 just having a bit of a hard time holding his line there, and it's not helping. The 12 of Sean for Life being really aggressive behind him in that 4th spot. So that's a battle to look for. I think the 12, once that position, the 40 kind of putting himself open to giving it up, needs to hold a little bit prettier of a line. And the 12 and the 41 simultaneously get the apron and shove up the track. That was beautiful if it wasn't scary.
We've seen it all day today. As Bassani says, Jose had a strong car in the 125 earlier. So many Daytona races today. I mean, these guys have been insane with the Daytona races today. But a lot of solid cars out here. But I'll tell you what, that apron is a monster. When it gets you, it really gets you. And if you're side by side with somebody, it can really cause an issue. So we're gonna see how these guys handle it. But Element doing a heck of a job out there, currently leading the group here. He's got Doc pushing him.
Oh,
these guys look like it. I know. You're seeing what I'm seeing.
12 again. he's getting his nose under there. He wants that spot.
They're making me nervous. Oh, we have a car back there into the wall. Man, I'm not sure who that was, but he is dropping back. He's lost the draft of this front pack, J-Mac.
Just shuffling through all the cars and all the sad people that
I
have fallen
know.
off. There's a 71 of Freddie. He's lost this draft. The let's see, who else is in the
Ski into
Blue
the wall.
Baka. Oh, the Blue Baka actually has the 42 and the 31 with him. So the 42. He's in a terrible spot right now, but I do feel like there's going to be more yellows. I do think these drivers are gonna start getting pretty desperate. This single file, they're already being
pretty aggressive,
pretty intense. Yeah, with it just being this way. Once they realize there's a second lane you can go to, I think this is gonna get really crazy.
And Ramsett keeps trying to go to that second lane. We've seen him out there a couple of times. Once with Ski, he tucks back in, but he's not in a great position to be going for a championship here. But I do want to give a shout out to Dire Wolf. Thank you so much for the follow. I really appreciate it. This race is crazy, guys. I mean, we're going 5 guys are fighting for a championship. We got one of them in the lead. We're gonna have to go through and see if we can find them all, but Ramsett, he is one of the 5. You can see what he is fighting against. A ton of cars ahead of him. Not what you want to see. Directly in front of him, we have Tack. He is another driver going for a championship. These 2 drivers need to somehow find their way up through the field to get a championship here. They're going to be battling each other, and man, oh man, look at the conditions that they're going through. A lot of contact, a lot of wiggling going on as they're trying to control their cars. Tire wear is happening here. Some of these guys are getting loose, some are tight. The draft is pulling you. It's pretty intense out there.
Very, very intense. And I'm riding along with the 47. He has the 00 pretty firmly planted on his rear bumper, and John's trying to leave just a little bit of room, about a car length gap to that 10 car of Expert Toaster. He's right now your second highest of the championship 5 right now, and he's all the way back in about 7th, it looks like. So not the greatest of positions, especially when your main competition is leading the race, but there's still a lot of race to go, and it has been a lot worse. He's 8th, I guess, it looks like. But he's been in a lot worse positions in this race, and he's kept bouncing back, so obviously he has a really strong car.
Yeah, we have 20 to go, and Element, he is one of the 5. He is in the lead currently. We had J-Mac saying how we have a couple of drivers in 8th. That I do believe was Big John, and then we have Ramsett, and we have Tack back there. They were together. We also have MDL who wrecked out, so he is way back in the field. Element going way under that yellow.
I believe he's signaling to pit.
Okay, yeah, it is probably around that time, but man, that made things a little interesting, as I don't think they were expecting it behind him. Doc was not expecting that, but they're going to go up high to give him room to let him go down to pit road. He's going to have to hope somebody goes with him. Will we have any takers? Nobody.
He was not able to save any fuel. When you're the leader, you don't save any fuel. That's the one issue, and so he is all by himself. And now all of these drivers, him and the 47 are 2 drivers that I think might be a little lacking in allies as far as this race goes. So obviously he couldn't con anyone to come down with him, as Justin said in my ear, that he probably took a little bit quicker of a stop, maybe only a can and a half or a can, so that he could pass a bunch of people and make all that track position up. And just really unfortunate. He's going to have a really, really good lap and hope that these guys come in really quickly, as a few are looking like they're going to peel off. Nope, that's just really loose off the corner.
It's just crazy out there. And all these guys are very well spread out. And I see Ski just lagging hardcore right there. You see that 43. Man, I don't know if these guys are seeing it, but if that's Tom behind him, he is really holding back from him. So that makes me think that he is seeing the lag.
Yeah, up front, the 9 got loose off of turn 4, got the went down. The 47 had really nowhere to go but to go to his outside, and the 00 filled that hole, and John looked like he was going to fall back. The 24 of Jose let him back in. So right now, the 24 seems to be someone the 47 can rely on. The 8, I think, would be someone he can. So he's got some friends out there. The 2 is shown to have some people willing to work with him. And the 00, he fell back a little bit to get back in line behind the 47. And now he's going back to the back of the pack again.
We see we're on board with the 47 of Big John. He is one of the top contenders here, signaling that he is going to go in. We saw Element. He was able to merge in with this group. That is definitely going to help him. He is not alone anymore, and that's exactly what you need to do. So he needs to hang on to these guys and stay out of trouble, work his way back to the front as he was the leader. He's got Ramsett in front of him. He's got Big John. Man, we had a couple of guys going in there pretty hot and heavy going onto pit road. They look like they are okay, but that's pretty close, J-Mac. Whoa,
it was really close
move by Big John. That was amazing right there. Scary, but amazing.
It was really scary, and what was really scary was it looked like he had followed the 2 to signal for pit road, so I thought he was coming, and he did not come, and he stayed out, and now he is leading that outside line to glory and fame as they're powering around to the outside. The 20, the 8, all of them are going to get cleared, and poor Jose, who started that whole thing, who was the caboose on it, he's going to fall back into the clutches of the rest of the pack.
These guys are absolutely insane out there. I give them props because it is looking very, very intense. You see TomTom doing a little bit of a wiggle as these guys are coming back onto the track that were on pit road. These guys are trying to merge. You see Ramsett out there. You see Little Wing. We'll see where they get back on track, but man, Pro Boss signaling that he is going to go into pit road, so the guys behind him really have to take care that they're not going to hit him.
That was the 20 of Rocky Top.
Oh, that was the 20. Okay. J-Mac, I don't know about you, but I am just seeing TomTom doing all sorts of wiggling.
They're all wiggling a little bit, but that pack losing this draft shows how big it was for Element to hold on. He came in early. That looked like it was going to hurt him. He was able to latch on to this main pack, and right now he has a huge gap on these drivers that have already pitted.
Yeah.
It looks like the 19 of Tack, he's going to lose this pack as well. So Element, it looked a little bit dire there for a second, and this is going to end up working out very well. I think he's going to end up by himself, but he's going to be by himself with a pretty sizable lead.
Right, which is definitely going to help him. For something that we thought was going to be very, very bad for his race, he was able to hang on, and he is staying up top. He wants no part of that. Man, that was close. He tucks back down, gives him plenty of room. I see, the 8 wrecked, spinning out before pit road. Jose is still out here with Element. That is going to help them out. We have a couple of cars trying to merge on. I think that was Expert Toaster that was still off of the apron coming off of pit road. But 24 is out here. He's signaling that he is going to be the next to go in.
That's a big old signal. Looked like he was going to run the back straight chicane.
Yeah, we're going to see, but Element is hanging out on top now. As I'm hearing over the radio, J-Mac, we're going to see if Element can hang on to the end of the race fuel-wise. He is out there alone. He is using up fuel. He is on older tires. A lot of these guys may be able to do it. We'll see what happens.
He's going to be on the latch on here, but yeah, his play is going to be to get to the back of whatever line he can and just let off the throttle and let them pull him around the track, because that the math on that is pretty tight, especially when he pits. So he's gonna have to kick that bad boy into that tractor gear and just hope he can get pulled. But he's run so much already by himself.
Big John spun as he came off the pit road. I'm hearing over the radio. He is one of the championship 5. He hooked the apron in 1 and 2. That is going to destroy his chances at a championship win here tonight, unless there is a caution, which is going to shake things up. But so far, we have a couple of questions here. Can he save enough fuel? He's riding that high side as we have some cars behind him on the low side. He's definitely going to try to hook up behind these guys, but we're going to find out where these guys are hanging out for the Championship 5.
The 24 has not pit yet, so Jose just, with all the fuel in the world, no interest in but I thought he'd come in earlier.
Pit. Yeah,
pretty sure he did pit.
Yeah,
he definitely
pit.
pit.
He was right in front of Element, and he made the huge run underneath the apron to signal it.
Usually we call that our producer for good things, but I'm going to say that was wrong. Mr. Producer Man.
But we have Element. He is looking pretty comfy behind these 3 cars. We're going to see. Hopefully we gave a count. Would that make Element back to the leader? I would assume. Now I'm questioning myself.
Now I have no idea who the leader is. I don't know what's up, what's down,
lag.
and a lot of lag.
Man, that might have pushed. No, they still have the draft here, but they have some company. Look at that, a nice tight line of drivers directly behind them, and they are catching up quickly. It looks like Ramsett might be leading that next pack there.
That is, and he is your highest up of any of the drivers. The 24 is your leader. He has pit, but he somehow has managed to get a massive gap on these drivers. With how little fuel he had to take, he was able to take no tires, less fuel, get way the heck out there in front of everybody. Right now he has the 71 of Freddie pushing him along, but that long line of cars is going to catch him eventually. But the 24 has put himself in a very good position, even though that might not be such a great position here in a little bit. But who is in a great position, undoubtedly, is that 2 of Ramsett, who is right now currently the highest of any of your championship contenders, not named Element, and we know Element is worried about fuel.
Absolutely. It's going to be super tight out there. We're going to see what happens. But man, oh man, we've got some competition brewing up back there. We have 2 lines going as they have caught the pack directly next to him. We're going to see if that outside line can make something happen. 8 to go at the line, and these guys, it is looking so crowded out here.
2 would have been in a very good position. It looked like the 20 of Rocky Top led off to let him in line. That would have put him in front of the 38. But then Ramsett, he has been allied with the 21 of Little Wing for a lot of this race. He popped back up to pull him around, and that cost him a few more positions. As these drivers are starting to bounce off each other a lot. The 71, they were putting him a lap down. He got put in the wall, and right now they've all decided to line up behind Jose and try to push him to glory. But now the 38, if he's needing to save fuel, he is in a bad spot for it, because he is in that second place position. And yeah.
Look at who's around him too. He's got Tack. He is a championship 5. We have Rams at championship 5. So we have 3 guys, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, all going for the championship. If Element has to save, if his tires are more worn down, he's not going to be able to make a run. And I can guarantee you guys, they're not going to go with him and he's making a move. They're going to fight against that and try to make their own move. So Element does not have a lot of things going for him right now. It's making me very nervous. We have Jose. He's got all these guys going for a championship directly behind him. He's wanting a win too, but these guys, they're just trying to cross the line first. It's making things very interesting, J-Mac.
It really is, and you can see by how hesitant the 38 is to get to the 24's bumper. That 38 of Element is saving fuel, and he is saving hard. He's not running that full throttle. He doesn't even have it in 4th running full throttle. If he has it in a feel-safe gear, he has it a quarter, 3/4 throttle, just doing everything he can to stay off that 24's bumper. It's really checking up the field. But I think these drivers, if I were one of them, you see that blood in the water, you either try to keep him up there so he runs it out of fuel, or you make that move now while he's running so tentatively. Because the 24, he has no draft help, and the 38 is not doesn't have the ability to give draft help. If you're the 19 or the 2, you want to pop out there, and here comes the 2 with a long train behind him.
Yeah, 5 to go, and I know he's got that fuel-saving gear working for him for Element, but will it be enough to get a championship? He's got the 19 very hungry right behind him for a championship. He's got Ramsett on the outside trying to go for a championship. Look at this. We have, yeah, this is crazy. We have MDL. He was another one going for a championship. That is putting him a lap down. He has lost the hopes of a championship tonight. Man, it is just so brutal out there. Tack trying to hang on. Ramsett makes up another position. He goes right behind Element. This is getting very intense, guys. I'm on the edge of my seat. This is crazy. Only a few laps left to go. This is crazy.
And the 24 is gapping the 38 by half of a car length. You can see just how little fuel he's using. If I'm the 2, I want to take advantage of that right now. I don't know what the 42 will do, but I think these drivers behind him will draft with that 2 of Ramsett to push him around the 38. You want to put him behind them right now when he's vulnerable, and especially if the 24, he's not getting any help. So you could get the lead out right here and win this race with 3 here to go as they cross the line.
3 to go at the line. We have somebody, Sean, make some contact with the car. He gets back up on track. MDL and Big John are pretty much out of this, so we have to worry about Element, who is riding in second place. We have Tack, who is out here. We have Ramsett directly in front of him, second, third, and fourth, all back to back. This is where the championship is, guys. This is one of the guys that are going to win the championship tonight. They will be crowned. Who will cross the line first? Element has to save that fuel. He's got to make those tires last. Also, Tack looks like he is holding back, trying to get a run. He's got Ramsett directly ahead, right behind Element. This is going to get crazy. Only a couple of laps left. Tack is definitely holding back for a run. Will he make it work for him as we have 2 to go?
Yeah, Tack really holding off that run, and that doesn't do anything for Ramsett. That hurts Ramsett. Ramsett has no help. What will the 24 do when one of these drivers makes a move? Will he, especially if it's Ramsett, does he pull out and pull the 2 around the 38? And, well, there's your answer right there. Yeah, wow. The 24 is out of gas. Oh, he blew a tire.
Insane. We lose Jose. He has a front tire down. This is crazy. First, second, and third are all going for a championship. Element currently in the lead. He's trying to save. We have Tack trying to go on the outside. Element holds him up. We have Ramsett directly behind. This is the final lap, guys. This is where we're going to crown the championship. Can they pull it off? Element is going to do all he can to hold him off, but can he do it? Tack is hungry. He wants another run. Man.
Oh, the 19 gets safer.
J-Mac.
That's actually going to work out for him. He's going to have a run here. Oh, they're all bouncing off of each other. I don't know how much help they can give. The 38 trying to break the draft. Oh, I think Element's in a great spot here. I don't know if they can do anything with him. Tack's going to try, but that's going to be such a tough pass to make here.
Oh, can he do it?
Oh, he clips him.
He clips him. He goes into the wall. We have Element. I can't switch cameras right now. J-Mac, you're going to have to help me out. We have Element.
Oh,
Can he hold it off?
The 38 and the 2 beat and bang to the line. The 38 gets him by about a half a car length. Element stuck his elbows out, muscled the 19, then muscled the 2, and he said, I am the champion. I am having this championship. And I would imagine the 2 of Ramsett, the 19 of Tack, might not be happy. Maybe they're understanding of what was in line, but that was very tough, very rough, and that was rough and tumble racing at the end. And Element Zero is the champion.
Element Zero is the champion. Tack gets blocked. Ramsett gets blocked. Element will be your champion for the winter season here. Absolutely incredible. We're gonna have to get these guys in the booth here. So who was the top 3 finisher? This was absolutely insane. We have Element.
I think Ramsett held on to second, but third was somebody with a car. It was a car that finished in third, but I am not 100% sure which one it was.
Element goes back to back for Daytona wins. He gets himself a championship, a 1-year subscription to Xbox Live. He gets himself a handmade trophy made by Ramsett, who is also going for the championship. Justin, do we know who got third? All right, Taddy Prawn got third. Let's get Ramsett in here. I do believe Ramsett took home second place. Man, what an insane race.
I'm still trying to catch my breath.
We're gonna wait for everyone to get in here, but man, oh man, you guys just witnessed an insane job, an insane race. Element,
Wow.
what an amazing job out there. I'm not sure you gained any friends from that race, though.
Element, congratulations, man. That was awesome.
Element,
that was a
man,
great
congrats,
finish.
buddy. Congrats.
Thank
Great
you.
racing
That
with
was
you.
awesome, man.
Element, you won yourself
Wow.
a championship here. You had back-to-back wins for Daytona in general. Take us through the race. How was your car feeling out there tonight?
Car was good. Me, on the other hand, still trying to catch my breath. I was planning to play pit strategy because I didn't want to get in the back there, so that's when I went into pits by myself because I stayed out onto that caution for track position. After that, I was out by myself, but luckily I took 2 tires, 1 can of fuel, and was able to stick with the pack. And I was saving fuel that entire last run until the last
Oh, wow.
3 laps. Yeah, last 3 laps, and I was on my last lap of fuel on the last lap. Like my fuel came on like a lap and a half earlier. So
That's
I think I was at
insane.
0 coming out of 4. Yeah, that was just crazy.
We were wondering because we know that you went in earlier than everyone else. So you took 2 tires. You were running low on fuel there, but absolutely incredible job saving. Did you think you were going to be able to pull it off when you were worried about fuel and everything else?
I thought I was going to run out going into 3, to be honest. When I downshifted back into 3rd and Pack was getting a run and I was trying to hold him off, and then Ram got to the outside and we got a pretty damn good finish, I'd say, for a championship race.
You got all the guys going for 3 out of the 5 guys going for a championship right on top of each other. We saw you make some moves for blocks. How much mirror driving were you doing out there?
I was not even looking out the windshield.
I would imagine. Well, you won a championship tonight. You were crowned champion. Congratulations on that. You win yourself an amazing trophy made by Ramsett. You come home this season with 2 wins. So great job. You win yourself a year Xbox Live subscription. So very, very cool. The race was absolutely amazing. One of my favorite races this season. You guys were so competitive out there. It was very intense, but a huge congratulations, Element. That's amazing.
Thank you.
Congrats, El.
Appreciate it. Thanks, guys. I'm very grateful for everything this league has done for the community and for everyone that is involved with it. So, thank you.
It's
for the
been a heck of a
opportunity to race.
ride. Absolutely. You know, we should get Pro Boss in here too. He'll want to hear all this. And
Absolutely.
we have to hear from him also. This is his baby, his league. He puts so much work into it. But yeah, Element, great job out there. We'll wait for him to get in, but in the meantime, J-Mac, you want to go ahead and give our second place an interview?
Absolutely, Ram. You it's coming down to the wire. You're working your way up. You're leading that second pack up to that front group. You have Element saving fuel. Did you feel like you were in the catbird seat to win that thing?
I tell you, I look in my mirror and I don't see somebody behind me, and then I see somebody behind me, and I'm like, man, I need help to get. If I'm gonna get by him, I need help, you know. But that battle was just hats off, man. It was just, it was awesome, man. It was just absolutely awesome.
Yeah, that was.
I can't wait.
Great.
I can't wait to see this finish. I really can't wait to see this finish.
It was
on
pretty
the screen.
crazy.
Yeah, it's
I mean, I don't know. I don't know what the
Go ahead.
difference was. I think we were pretty close. I don't know how close, but I think we ended pretty close, side by side. It's pretty awesome.
Oh yeah,
man.
door to door.
Awesome.
Yeah, that final run to the finish. What were you thinking when the 24 blew his tire? Did you think that was your opportunity? That was your moment to?
Oh, is that what happened to him? I know
Yeah.
when he jumped up, I was like, oh man. I'm like, I wonder, did he just pull over and let us go for this thing? That was the first thing that came to my mind. I was like, wow, this is crazy. And I just hammered down, man. I was like, man, I got a chance to win this thing, you know? Man, I don't know. I know Tack was it right there too. I don't know what happened to Tack there, but man, it was just, beside myself. It was awesome.
Yeah, y'all put on a heck of a show, beating and banging down to the line. Came up just a half a car short, but a great show you put on, a great race y'all put together, and well done on the second place. Wish you could have gotten one more, I'm sure, but you put on a heck of a show.
Thank you, J-Mac. Thank you. It means a lot.
Absolutely. We have Teddy or Prawn in the booth, bringing home a top 3 tonight. Congratulations on that. How was your car feeling tonight?
I tell you what, Frozen, my car felt really good throughout the draft, as long as you don't lose it, evidently.
Absolutely.
But no, my car was just strong all night, I believe. My main thing was just being patient all night and not making any aggressive moves. And look at us, we just got a third place finish, and I'm really excited about that.
A great way to finish the season out. What were you thinking when you saw all that was going on in front of you for the final lap here?
Really, you don't know what you're thinking unless they, mess up and you have a good run. You pass them cleanly, but man, I just coming off of 4 and they were, side by side. I was like, I can try to get a run, but I don't know who to help out here or who to go with. So it just all came down to the wire, and it was a great finish from my view.
It was crazy.
Lucky enough to bring this 37 Chevrolet Camaro home to third.
Absolutely. You did a great job tonight. Congratulations to you. A great way to finish the season. Man, I got to thank everyone for this season. It was absolutely amazing. Element bringing home the championship with a win at Daytona and a win at Homestead there. So great job to him. He wins a trophy and a 1-year subscription to Xbox Live. Absolutely incredible. And this whole thing is put on by Pro Boss. So Pro Boss, what do you think about this season and how everything went?
Unbelievable. First of all, congratulations, Element, for first season. Come out here and win it. That's amazing. Good job. Hey, I surround myself with talented people, and it makes me look good. I've had the worst luck this season driving. That's okay though. That's okay though. I think this has been AKA's best season. This has been our best broadcast, and then that's solely because of Justin, J Mac, and yourself. I mean, the team we put together, I think it puts on a great show, and gets better and better every season. I couldn't be prouder. Yeah.
Yeah, you put on a heck of a team to drive with, and it's been an absolutely amazing season. This race tonight, though, guys, if you just are tuning in, you've really got to go back and watch it. We had so many people in chat viewing it out here, and just a great race. And Element winning the championship, Ramsett fighting for it, Tack fighting for it. Absolutely crazy. And then you got the leader of Jose blowing a tire, moving out of the way for everyone. Just one thing after another, just leading to an intense race. And you hear the drivers coming back, and they're all just saying, man, I gotta catch my breath. It just shows you how intense the competition is out there. You really grow to appreciate it, and these drivers are really incredible people.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah, once again, thank you guys for everything you do, and I think we're going to take a couple of weeks off here in spring, and wait for this Pro League draft thing to happen, and then we'll look into summer season and all that. But till then, you guys, thank you so much.
Absolutely. Well, this is our final race of the season. J-Mac, Justin, it's been a blast with you two. As always, thank you so much for, being here and doing all this fun stuff. I really appreciate it. It's always a lot of fun with you two.
It is indeed, and thanks for letting us come on to your stream and letting me rattle my little mouth off, and Justin seems to enjoy doing his thing, and we have a lot of fun.
So it'd mean not coming onto your stream and rattling my mouth off.
Yeah, I just want to say thank you guys.
You're not supposed to have a voice.
I just want to say thank you guys. Frozen, you do an excellent job. J-Mac, you do as well. Pro Boss, again, thank you for an outstanding season and let me come on board and race with you guys. I've not been so honored in my life to race with you guys, and I appreciate it.
You are too kind. It's been a pleasure. You guys are really awesome. But that's it for this season. I'm sad to say, final race, and it was an amazing season.
I gotta say, hey J-Mac, I just gotta say, no offense taken or anything, but for a tier 3 driver, I'm coming up to be close to tier 1.
Tier 3? What did I say? Oh God, that was earlier in the season.
Hell yeah.
Oh no.
You remember that.
You remember?
I remember. I was
no
Put
offense,
on
no
the
offense
spot.
taken. I'm just,
Man.
I'm working my way up, man.
And you sure have. I'll tell you what.
I think that was a very, very unique moment, and I was trying to figure out a way to properly say it. And I think after I said it, I was like, I hate saying that way. But
it's all good, though. It's all good, man. It really is.
Oh God, that's
now
too
I'm
funny.
all red.
My favorite J-Mac moment was him choking on a cough drop in the middle of the broadcast.
Oh God. Yeah, in front of Levine Family's guys. Yeah,
yes,
that
was pretty funny.
Just a sudden gulp and me
fun.
almost dying. That's everyone's favorite moment.
A lot of fun. You guys put on
jeez.
a great show. Also, it's not just us; it's you guys up in the booth, man. You guys make it happen too.
I appreciate
Absolutely.
that, Ramsit. You guys put on a heck of your show yourself as drivers, and I'm honored to be able to do it. It's been a blast to do it, but that's all we have tonight, guys. Thank you for tuning in, for the follows, for chatting, for cheering these guys on. I know they appreciate it, and it means the world to them. We have crowned ourselves a winner. Once again, congratulations to Element Zero winning the trophy and the gift card. Until next season, we are out. You guys take it easy, and we'll see you next time.
Yes. You too.
Thank you. Thank you. You too.
Thank you.
Crazy. Are you still shaking, Element and Ram? Here you go. Oh, jeez. Oh, God. He was like, I gotta catch my breath, too. Oh, my gosh. Taddy.